All right, guys. So I had a subscriber friend ask me about, I did that Dodge Charger mock-up, the General Grant, the opposite of the General Lee, and I had a friend, he foreigner. He's not from America, so he didn't quite understand what the big deal with this car was and why the putting American for the rebel flag on the top of it, or what the significance of it was. Now, technically, the General Lee is just a troll car, guys. You know what I'm saying? It's obviously a reference to the statement of the Civil War and the fact that the South can't get over the fact that they lost. You know what I'm saying? This car was just a novelty. Doesn't necessarily mean people believe in it. As you see somebody at a car show that's got a car like this, it doesn't necessarily mean they're a fucking member of the Ku Klux Klan or no stupid shit like that. To some people, it's just a novelty. You know what I mean? Technically, the General Lee should have a white flag on the top of it. But yeah, this game sucks. They always put the vinyl tops on these Dodge Chargers and Plymouth Superbirds, so you can't do that because they're worried about, oh no, what if somebody puts the rebel flag on the roof of this car? Woke Nation USA. But it's just a matter of not letting go and what your heritage and where you're from. Like this car right here, I made this specifically for, 2024. You know what I mean? This country is divided right now, guys. It's just like, it is this car right here. Whether you're politically involved, Democrat, Republican, you know what I mean? This is where we're at right here. I call this the Harvey Two-Face. People that just can't get together. You know what I mean? Not even realizing that, if they were together, they could probably do some damage to the corrupt system. But, this country's too focused on diversification and keeping people separated and off the same team that nobody will ever come together on anything, which means nothing will ever get fixed. I yearn for the 250 million man march on the United States Capitol one day. That's the protest I'm going to. Not these one-sided bias fucking protests. But this car right here is just a general statement to that. I wanted to do it to the 68 Charger to make it a little more accurate. But the 68 Charger has a vinyl top in this game to keep you from doing stuff like this. They don't want somebody making the General Lee, you know what I mean? The racist car on the track. Even though not a lot of people think that it's a racist car, it's just more of a novelty to them. Now, and I made this one in reference, to give my foreign buddy, an idea of, why the General Lee is the General Lee. So I made this little concept right here, the Samurai of Tokyo. Where's this at? All right, now if the Dukes of Hazzard was made in Japan, this is what the motherfucking car would look like, you guys. You know what I mean? All right, now, during World War II, guys, General Yamashita was actually considered a hero to the Japanese army for a lot of his naval achievements in battles. Now, as an American, I'm supposed to be like, oh, this guy's the enemy because he kicked ass, which rightly so. That's their country. It's our country. Like, you're not going to take this car to a Memorial Day parade in the United States. It's going to get rocks thrown at it. There's going to be some little old man chasing behind you, beating on it with a motherfucking cane. You know what I mean? It's offensive to certain people, just as the General Lee would be offensive to certain people. You know what I mean? It reflects a message of racism, bias, whatever, hatred. And, the opposition doesn't like it. Like this car right here, I'm telling you, would be hated. Hated by American veterans if it was in a Memorial Day or a Veterans Day parade, you know what I mean? But depending on where you're standing at, is this car is an accurate statement. In Japan, this guy is considered a, you know, a Japanese hero. You know what I mean? So who am I to say he's not to a Japanese person? You know what I mean? Just like here in the South and United States, you know, a lot of these people that don't know how to let go really think that General Lee was the big hero. You know, it's just, I don't know, guys. It's a troll car. You know what I mean? It's just a symbol of, you know, a mixed up heritage, but we know what's right and we know what's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, in the eyes of Americans, this car is all the way wrong. You know what I mean? In the eyes of a Northern American, the General Lee is all the way wrong, you know. But in the eyes of a Southern American, the General Lee is a pretty cool car, you know. That's just how it is, guys. It's heritage, it's culture, it's the way people are brought up, you know. You know, like I said, if I seen a Japanese fellow driving this car, I'm not going to automatically assume he's an enemy of the United States. I'm like, oh, bro, that's a cool ass concept you got right there. Nice. You know what I mean? But a lot of people ain't so open-minded out there, you guys. You know what I mean? A lot of people, stuff like this would be offensive. Say like how the rebel flag on the top of the General Lee would seem offensive to some people. But just remember, to some of these folks, it's just a novelty, guys. It doesn't necessarily mean they believe in that specific point in history. You know, it just looked cool. It was an iconic TV show emblem. You know, people liked it. But to each their own. Hopefully, this clears the air on the General Lee and the reason why people post flags on their cars. And you can make your own General Lee if you want to. Who's a famous general from your country? You know, put your flag on the roof of the car and, you know, put General whoever the fuck on there. You know what I mean? Throw a number associated. I went with the number 42 because obviously World War II was in 1942. But like I said, if this car was at a Veterans Day parade, it would get rocks thrown at it in the United States. I promise.